Hey guys, it's Brett and I am back with another video to help you out during your wedding planning process. So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much to those of you who have reached out and told me congratulations about the pregnancy. I'm a little bit more than halfway through now, so we are so excited for our little boy to be here in June. If you have sent me any kind of gift, just know that I am over the moon thankful for y'all. It means the world to me that I get to be here for you during the wedding planning process and on your wedding day, and that y'all are loving me right back and giving me warmth and gifts and appreciation and congratulations, and it just makes my day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Today I wanted to do a video about tipping. I have been getting a lot of emails lately saying, hey, how much is like the standard amount to tip each of my vendors? Because the Knot has an article, Pinterest has all of these different things, and it kind of gets a little bit confusing. Some people are going to tell you, oh, you don't have to tip. Some are going to tell you, oh, it has to be 20%. So I'm kind of here just to give you a little bit of a breakdown and clear up all of the tipping problems. So let me say this first. Tipping is never mandatory. It is always something that is up to your discretion. However, it is greatly appreciated by all of these vendors. If you have a vendor who has gone above and beyond, done extra work for you, or did extra on the wedding day, or just treated you amazing, then yeah, a tip is a great way to show your appreciation. But keep in mind, you don't have to tip anybody. My number one advice for you is if you can't afford to tip a vendor, at least leave a review. Reviews to us are more than a tip. I would rather receive a 5-star review than a cash tip, because that review not only tells me that I did a good job, that you appreciate me, but it also says it to future brides as well. Since we are a family-owned business, we need reviews to keep going. That's how brides find us. They read the reviews and they say, oh, Brett and Hidden Creek did an amazing job. And that makes future brides want to book with us as well. So the reviews are my number one most appreciated thing in the world. So if you're watching this, please go ahead and go leave us a review. You can always edit and change it after the wedding too, but you can always leave reviews for your vendors even just during the wedding planning process. It doesn't have to wait until after the wedding. But let's get to the actual tipping part of the video. So if your vendor did an amazing job and you would like to show them appreciation with the tip, a coordinator, you should give between 10 and 20%, just depending on how good of a job they did, what their fees are, if they were day of, month of, full service, but between 10 and 20% is accurate for a coordinator. For your hair and makeup team, 15 to 25% is appropriate. I always tell people, when you go to the salon and you get like your hair cut or colored, dyed, whatever you're doing, you always tip your hair girl at the salon. Getting your hair and makeup done on the wedding day is the exact same thing. Tip 15 to 25% for those girls, especially if they drove to your venue. Gas is not cheap, y'all. Your officiant. A lot of times officiants are not actually charging you. They're asking you to make a donation to their church. The donation should be about $300 to $500. If your officiant did already charge you a fee, then you should just tip him $50 to $100. All right, for your photographer and your videographer, you should tip anywhere between $50 to $200 per person. So if you have 2 photographers and 2 videographers, then each person should get anywhere between $50 and $200. Don't just tip as a group, make sure you're tipping individually. Or if you have 2 photographers and 1 video person, same thing applies. Tip individually between $50 and $200. Also, make sure that you are tipping your photographer when you do engagement photos, bridal photos, anything like that, and your hair and makeup team for any kind of trial runs as well. For catering, 20% is standard, guys. It's just like when you go out to a restaurant. If the restaurant has bad service, you still leave a tip, because we all know waiters make nothing. They are relying on those tips. Catering is basically the same thing. Make sure that you are tipping 20% of your catering bill. My little tip to you is, if there is tax and service fee on your catering, just tip the food and beverage amount. You don't have to include the 20% with the rest of the fees. Just do 20% of the food and beverage amount. Also, keep in mind, a service fee is not always a tip. You know, our in-house catering, we do have our 15% service fee. that is not a tip for those people. That is for us to pull like permitting, the equipment, the cost of all of that kind of stuff. It doesn't actually go to the employees. So make sure that you are tipping your catering staff, no matter who the caterer is. And then for your bar, make sure that you are tipping 20% as well, unless they put out a tip jar. So a lot of bartending companies are going to ask you, do you want to tip or do you want to allow them to put a tip jar on the bar? Totally up to you, personal preference. Some people think it's tacky to have a tip jar out on the bar for the wedding. I don't think it matters. If people get a drink and they put $1 in the tip jar, totally fine. It's an open bar. They didn't pay for it anyway, so at least let them tip. But if you are not letting them put a tip jar out on the bar, tip 20%. If they do have a tip jar out on the bar, still give them about $50 per bartender at the end of the night, just to show your appreciation and for your tip as well. Your DJ, tipping for him should be between $50 and $150. Again, look at how good of a job he did. Did he make all of your announcements correctly? Did he play all of the right songs? Was he there on time? Did he stay throughout the whole thing? Did he get the dance floor going? Was he fun and energetic? And kind of base it off of that. So $50 to $150 for your DJ. Your cake, the delivery person is who you are going to tip. Not the baker, but the actual delivery person. I cannot even imagine how stressful it must be to drive with a wedding cake in the back of their car. And I know they have like special boxes they put it all in, but I would still be a nervous wreck. So tip that delivery person about $50 for delivering the cake, and then they're going to be the one to set it up as well. So about $50 there. And then my last one for you is your florist. Now, if you are going and picking up your flowers, no tip is necessary. However, if you have the florist setting up and decorating, putting like centerpieces and greenery around the staircase and decorating the outdoor arch, make sure that you're tipping between $50 and $200 to the people setting up and decorating for you. Again, keep in mind, if the florist comes back and strikes at the end of the night, you're going to want to tip that person for breakdown as well. So between $50 and $200 per person who is doing the setup and the breakdown. Now, guys, this is just a general estimate. If the numbers I said to you are like, oh my gosh, that's going to throw us way over budget, we can't afford that, go back to my first tip, leave reviews, tell them thank you. 5-star reviews are going to be worth way more than a tip to them. You can also just do a small gift on the wedding day. I've had some brides give me earrings, coffee mugs, candles, things like that. And truly, it meant just as much, if not more. I love personal gifts, so keep that in mind as well. I hope this video helped you out, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.